What is history? It's simply a record of things people have done. Is it what writer Maya Angelou suggested, a way to meet the pain of the past and overcome it? Or is it, as Winston Churchill said, a chronicle by the victors, an interpretation by those who write it? History is all this and more. Above all else, it is a path to knowing why we are the way we are. All our greatness, all our faults, and therefore a means for us to understand ourselves and change for the better. But history serves this function only if it is a true reflection of the past. It cannot be a way to mask the darker parts of human nature, nor a way to justify acts of previous generations. It is the historian's task to paint as clear a picture as sources will allow. Will history ever be a perfect telling of the human tale? No, it will not. There are voices we may never hear. There are voices we will not hear. Yet each new history written and each new source uncovered reveal an ever more precise record of political events and cultural achievements and developments around the entire globe before and after the invention of the written script. Our terminology will be chronological approach, global citizen, great man theory, historical empathy, historiography, iconography, intellectual history, primary cause, primary source, progressive history, revisionism, rhetoric, secondary source, social constructs, and social history. Now, when we are talking about understanding the past, we are talking about developing global perspective. The study of history is essential for understanding our shared human story and is considered a key element of civilization. It helps develop critical thinking skills and provides insight into both global issues and personal identity. History teaches us how to navigate an interconnected global world and fosters a sense of global citizenship. Concerning primary sources and understanding the past, primary sources as first-hand evidence are crucial to historians, and interpreting these sources involves examining the author, the audience, the authorial intent, and the context. Secondary sources offer context, but they may carry bias, and despite extensive research, gaps in historical knowledge still remain, and future generations of historians will have to continue to refine our understanding. Concerning an understanding of the past, in terms of causation and interpretation in history, historians strive to understand the causes behind why historical events happen by analyzing both immediate triggers and broader contributing factors, always remaining open to revision and avoiding judgment. This framework or method equips a person to engage deeply with historical material, and then they might begin exploring the past. Concerning the early humans, the dominion of the ape. We have a chronology, and of course a timeline as well. The timeline is from 3.3 million years ago when pre-humans began creating and using stone tools. Around 2 to 3 million years ago, Homo habilis appears, and 2 million years ago, Homo erectus appears. Of course, if you want to understand the more prehistorical dynamics of human evolution, and you might want to go check in our readings in archaeology by Dr. Chazan. 200,000 years before present, Homo sapiens start migration out of Africa. 100,000 before present, most recent glaciation period begins, and Homo neanderthalensis begins descent to extinction. And of course, many of the Venus of Hohle Fels are carved at that time from mammoth ivory, and that is around 40,000 before present. At 15,000 before present, humans arrive in North America, and around 12,000 before present, Mesopotamians domesticate plants. And so we see the domestication of plants and animals. Around 11,600 before President Göbekli Tepe is founded. Some of our terminology here will include Acheulean tools, animism, Australopithecus, the Fertile Crescent genus, which Australopithecus is just one of many genuses, so just like Homo and Homo erectus, Homo habilis, Homo sapiens, hunter-gatherers, Mousterian tools, Neanderthals, Neolithic Age, Neolithic Revolution, Oldowan tools, and the Paleolithic Age. In the year 1974, while on a mapping expedition in Ethiopia, an American paleoanthropologist named Donald Johanson and a colleague stumbled upon a skeletal forearm and a skull in a gully. Again, paleo meaning old, anthropology just meaning study of humans, so study of old humans. Of course, they studied many different things within paleontology and anthropology, and upon closer inspection, they not only found more bones, but also realized that all of them had belonged to some type of early human. After careful work, Johansson's team was able to recover 40% of the skeleton, which they named Lucy after the popular Beatles song Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. We now know, however, that though small, Lucy wasn't an adult when she died, around 3.2 million years ago to be exact. Scholars have learned a lot more since her discovery, but about her still remains many mysteries. And of course, as we research about Lucy, we learn about many of our other evolutionary ancestors. In the millions of years since Lucy walked the earth, a number of early human species have come and gone. Some migrated out of Africa and populated portions of Asia, Europe, Australia, and the Americas. And these different species developed new tools, tools for tools, advanced tools, learning to control and domesticate fire, mastered language at one point in time, invented language, and produced stunning works of artwork. Now, about 12,000 years ago, some of our own species adopted agriculture. And with this innovation, many early human groups began to end their hunting and gathering ways of life and establish settled communities. Now, before going on into early civilizations and urban societies in the next video, we're first going to discuss a little bit about early humans. Concerning the early human evolution and migration. For the past 30,000 years, Homo sapiens have been the only human species on Earth. But earlier, multiple human species coexisted and evolved from ancient ancestors, ancient primate ancestors, some resembling more human-like qualities and some resembling more ape, chimpanzee, bonobo, gibbon-like qualities. Over time, however, Homo sapiens developed advanced tools, mastered fire for survival and socialization, and created complex languages to communicate and pass down knowledge. Their artistic expression endures today, and it reflects their creativity. With these innovations, they migrated across the globe, shaping diverse cultures, traditions, and ways of life. Concerning people in the Paleolithic Age, again, an Old Stone Age, around 100,000 years ago, modern humans began migrating out of Africa. Possibly it was influenced by climatic changes during the Glacial period, and as they spread across diverse environments, they developed specialized tools and strategies for survival, such as sewing needles for making warm clothing in cold regions. For tens of thousands of years, they lived as hunter-gatherers. They relied on a diet of wild plants, grains, berries, honey, fish, and they hunted or scavenged for meat. Our understanding of these early humans comes from archaeological discoveries and also studies of the few remaining hunter-gatherer societies that are here today. Concerning the Neolithic Revolution. The Neolithic Revolution, beginning around 12,000 years ago, again, New Stone Age, brought significant changes to human life through the adoption of agriculture and animal domestication. These developments led to larger populations, food surpluses, and labor specialization, but they also introduced social hierarchies and reduced leisure time. Archaeological sites like Catalhuk and Göbekli Tepe provide insight into this transitional period. It showcases artistic expression, architectural advancements at the time, and the cooperative efforts of humans. Over time, hunter-gatherer societies, tribe societies, band societies largely disappeared as agricultural settlements became dominant at that time. And so that is our first video going over not only how to understand the past and discussing what history is, but also our first chapter titled Early Humans, going over early human evolution and migration, people in the Paleolithic Age, and the Neolithic Revolution.